Hello all. In the last session we have discussed about directional couplers. So directional coupler is used to measure small amount of powers. And we also discussed what are the parameters describing the performance of a directional coupler. And now I am going to discuss about two-hole directional coupler. There are several types of directional couplers are developed, like single hole directional coupler, multi-hole directional coupler and two-hole directional coupler. Now I am going to discuss the two-hole directional coupler and the scattering matrix of directional coupler. So here, as I already discussed, directional coupler is a 4-port device which is made with the main waveguide and auxiliary waveguide. The same way, the two-hole directional coupler, it consists of two waveguides, main waveguide and auxiliary waveguide. And the name itself, it is saying two-hole directional coupler. Two-hole directional coupler means the waveguide which is having two holes like this. This is a main waveguide and this is the auxiliary waveguide, and there is two holes in common between the main waveguide and the auxiliary waveguide, and the distance between the two holes is lambda g by 4. So this is a port 1 incident power, port 2 received power, port 3 back power, port 4 coupled power. Okay, so here if a small amount of power or some amount of power is incident at the port 1, as we know that is the property of a directional coupler. If small amount of power is incident at port 1, that is received by port 2 and coupled to port 4, not to port 3, that is back power should be 0. Okay, so here how the back power is 0 we will see. If small amount of power is incident at the port 1, it will travel like this. Because it is having two holes in common between the main waveguide and auxiliary waveguide, some power, the power will come here and the power will come here. So because of this hole, the power is splitted like one power like this, another power like this. And if I consider this hole too, one power will go like this and another power will come like this. Okay. At port 1, the power, incident power is splitted like this. At port 2 also the power is splitted like this. And the distance between these two ports are lambda g by 4. So here the two leakage powers, because of these holes, the powers which are coming out from these holes are called leakage powers. These two leakage powers from hole 1 and hole 2 are in phase at position 2, out of phase at position 1. Okay, so if the powers are in phase means one power is coming like this and another power is coming like this, and these two are in phase. Okay, these two powers are moving in this direction only, in phase. So they are added together and that power will contribute the forward power. But what I said, the power at position 1 is out of phase by 180 degrees. How means one power is traveling like this and another power, it is coming like this. Incident power is in this direction, but here the power is in this direction, that is back power. That's why the name, it is known as back power. The direction is different compared to the incident power. Okay, so the two leakage powers are out of phase by 180 degrees at this position, and therefore they are cancel each other and making back power equal to 0. And the magnitude of power which is coming out from the port 2 is depending upon the size of the waveguides, auxiliary waveguide and this main waveguide. Okay, so this is about the two-hole directional coupler. Now I am going to write about scattering matrix of a directional coupler. Okay, so already we know the property of scattering matrices, and also we know the properties of directional coupler. By adding this properties of scattering matrix and directional coupler, we'll get the scattering matrix of a directional coupler. Okay, so we know that if any junction or any system is having the ports, that means the number of ports is equal to the order of the scattering matrix. I already told you that the directional coupler is having 4 ports, so the order of the scattering matrix will be, it is a 4 by 4 order. So directional coupler is a 4-port network, hence S is a 4 by 4 matrix, and it can be written like this: 1 1 1 2 1 3 1 4 2 1 2 2 2 3 2 4 3 1 3 2 3 3 3 4 4 1 4 2 4 3 4 4. So S scattering matrix for the directional coupler. And second point, the directional coupler is having 4 ports, and I assumed that these 4 ports are perfectly matched to the junction. All 4 ports of directional coupler are perfectly matched to the junction. Okay, so if the ports are perfectly matched, S11, S22, S33, S44 equal to 0. Third one, and the symmetry property of scattering matrix. Symmetric property, not symmetry property. Symmetric property of scattering matrix S is Sij is equal to Sji. It means 1 2 is equals to 2 1, 2 3 is equal to 3 2, 1 3 is equal to 3 1, 2 4 is equals to 4 2, 3 4 is equal to 4 3, 1 4 is equal to 4 1, like this. And we already know that the back power PB is 0. PB is 0. That is, we already discussed this one. There is no coupling between ports 1 and 2, sorry, 1 and 3, ports 2 and 4. It means 1 3 is equal to 3 1 is equal to 0, 2 4 is equal to 4 2 is equal to 0. Now I am going to substitute all these values in a scattering matrix. So the scattering matrix will become 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 4, 1, 2, 0, 2, 3, 0, 2, 3, 0, 3, 4, 1, 4, 0, 3, 4, 0. Okay. Next, another property of scattering matrix, that is a unitary property. From unitary property, S into S star is equals to I. What is S? 0, S12, 0, S14, S12, 0, S23, 0, 0, S23, 0, S34, S14, 0, S34, 0 into S star. S12 star, 14 star, 12 star, 23 star, 34 star, 14 star, star 0 is equal to unitary matrix 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 1. Okay. Now the procedure is same what we did for T matrix, H plane T, E plane T and magic T. The same process we have to do. R1 C1, R2 C2, R3 C3, R1 C3. Okay. So R1 C1 is nothing but S12 whole square plus S14 whole square is equal to 1. R2 C2 S12 whole square plus S23 whole square is equal to 1. R3 C3 S23 whole square plus S34 whole square equal to 1. R1 C3. So R1 C3. R1 C3. So R1 C3 is equals to S12 into S23 star plus S14 star into S34 star equal to 0. Okay. Now I am assuming these are the equations 1, 2, 3, 4. So I am comparing equations 1 and 2. What I got? S1 to S1 2. S14 is equals to S23. Or S14 star is equals to S23 star. We can write. I am comparing 2 and 3. I am comparing 2 and 3. S12 is equals to S34. Or S12 star is equals to S34 star. Okay. So now let us assume that S12 is real and positive P. S12 is equal to S34 is equal to P. Okay. If it is real and positive, its complex conjugate is also equal to this one. Or I can write S12 star is equal to S34 star. Like that. Okay. Now I am going to substitute all these in equation 4. From equation 4, S12. S12 is nothing but P. Okay, S12. S12 is nothing but P. S12 into S23 star plus S14 star. S14 star can be written as P. S14 star into S34 star. So P into S23 star. Next, what I am having? S14. It is not S14 star, it is S14. If we see R1, C3, S14. S14 is nothing but S23. So S23 into S34 star. S34 star can be written as P is equal to 0. So take out P common. I am having S23 plus S23 star equal to 0. As P is not equal to 0, because P is nothing but it is a real and positive term. It is not a 0 term. So it should not be equal to 0. Since P is not equal to 0, this term should be equal to 0. So S23 plus S23 star equal to 0. S23 plus S23 star is equal to 0 means S23 is a complex or is an imaginary term. It is a imaginary term. So how I can say that if S23 plus S23 star equal to 0 means if S23 is JQ, what is S23 star? S23 star is nothing but its complex conjugate. Complex conjugate means wherever we are having J, that can be replaced by minus J. So it will become minus JQ. Then if I add these two, I will get 0. So S23 should be a imaginary term. Okay, so what we conclude? S12 is equal to S34 is equal to P. Next, S23 is equal to S14 is equal to JQ. So by substituting all these values P and JQ in the scattering matrix, the scattering matrix of directional coupler is S is equal to 0P 0JQ, P 0 JQ 0, 0 JQ 0P, JQ 0 P 0. So this is a scattering matrix of directional coupler. Okay, thank you.